Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying e-beggar. There is no Patreon, no super chats. That's right, we just talk about the games we love and how fun it is to hoard them, collect them. Now, with that said, let's get ready for the show. On today's episode, this show is intended for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer, underrated games. That's right, Konami. And I guess I have to preface this by saying this is going to be underrated for you. Depends on how old you are, right? Maybe you are not of a certain age. Let's just say that. Maybe you're not that well of a seasoned player out there, and you don't have any knowledge of these games, but these are Arcade Classics Anniversary Collection by Konami. And there's some old games, and when I was looking at this collection, of course, from it costing, $4, which is, 80% off until tomorrow. If you guys want to jump on that, if you don't have this collection. Digital, of course, through the Nintendo Switch shop. And, when I was thinking about these games that I played over the years in so many ways, well, the first thing that came to mind is where I was playing them, what locations I was playing these games in, and what I was doing at the time, and how was I hanging out with my friends and the places we used to go. Let me give you the list here, and I'll show you the regular price. This is the Steam description. It has Scramble. Scramble, I played that game when it came out, guys. I played so much of it. I found it so interesting. The whole, dropping bombs and getting fuel. That was the other thing. This is about the one thing about this game, that you had to destroy the fuel tanks in order to get, more gas so you can keep on going, right? And if you were running out, oh man, that was a terrible feeling, right? And let me tell you, these little rockets here used to make my life miserable, and you would have to hit this fuel tanks there. And I remember playing this at a couple of burger joints, and that got me thinking of food prices, right? And how crazy they're going now, and how we feel about the whole economy at this point. For regular folks, for folks that have to be driving, folks that commute like me, these gas prices, man, and that increases everything, right? And this is not getting political. I'm just, giving you the differences, and I wanted to show you better than I can tell you, right? This is a price menu from the 80s. Quarter pounder, 70 cents with cheese, right? It's 10 cents for the cheese. A filet of fish was 48 cents. French fries, 26. Right? These are the early 80s, guys. And take in mind, when you had a soda, it's 15 and 20. You could actually get a bottle of Coke back in the day, for a quarter or less. Right? Shakes for 35 cents. Oh man, and when I see food prices now, right, especially now here in California, it's insane. I'm not paying $20 for a combo. I can't do it, man. But those were different times, right? And let's go back to this, because there's a couple of burger joints that I remember growing up, and one in particular was owned by a Chinese couple, and they were really nice people, and they would make their versions of what they thought a burger should be. They bought an old hamburger joint from, a guy that had been running the business for a while, and all of a sudden they took over, and you could tell the hamburgers taste different, right? They had more of an Asian spice to them or something like that, but they made good food. It was good. And then they finally hired a Mexican cook, and then they started making different kinds of food, and they had to adapt to the environment. One of the reasons this guy had left and sold the business is because he couldn't make the food that people were asking for, and because the neighborhood was changing, right? It was getting more of a Spanish flavor. So anyways, they adapted, and then they made different things. And I remember one of the good things they made was chili cheese fries. And I remember eating that when I was playing Twin B. Man, I would play Twin B, and man, we just devour those. I mean, it would be like a ritual for us to go down there, get our chili cheese fries that were, less than $1. And man, did we have some great times over there with those folks that treated us well. And they saw us coming usually on Saturdays, whenever we got our allowances when we go. And it's just not because of the nostalgia. These games are good. Another game that I remember playing in the arcade, my local arcade, for the first time, and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? Was Haunted Castle, right? Which is not, the Castlevania of the video games. It was something different. And my friends and I were like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Never seen anything like this. Look how he moves. Look at the different weapons. It was so mysterious. We had all we had all these things that we wish that the game could do, right? And I remember talking to them about it, and sometimes we reminisce. Of course, we're all grown now. I still keep in contact with one or two of them all these years later, and we're talking plus 40 years now, right? It's been over 40 years. It's incredible, man, when I think about it. And let me tell you, I'm the only one who still really plays, and they live vicariously through me, I guess, because in their lives, video games is no longer part of it, other than the memories we shared together. And probably last but not least, the games that really drove us nuts was the Gradius series, man. Especially this level, I would just love to pop these right in the mouth, man. And this game was like so difficult and frustrating for me growing up, but I loved it, right? It was a love-hate relationship through power-ups. And I remember when I got it on the Super Nintendo, man. On the regular Nintendo, NES, I'm sorry. It was, oh man, I spent so much time doing that. I would go to work, right? I would go to work, stop at my McDonald's, pick up some food at these prices. I wouldn't mind, let me tell you, today. And then, man, I would just play my heart out, man. And let me tell you, these games are fun. If you've never played them, right? Maybe you're younger, if you've never experienced them. Look, for $4, it's worth a shot. Let me tell you, I already own these games in different forms, but to have them on the go like this, why not? I do have like a little pocket emulator and stuff like that I can play them in, but just this on the Switch for me, it has become the retro machine. But anyway, those are my underrated games for this week, and I think I'm going to be doing that on Sundays. It's just telling you what I pick up, things that I think that are worth it, good deals, and that'll be part of my Sunday routine now. A video game channel that talks about video games, right? The whole world is burning right now, but I just want to bring you something different, and bring us back to the center, and why it is that we do all this stuff, why it is that we're retro gamers. Sometimes we get out of the way and we're talking about this issue, that issue, this person, that person, and the whole craziness. And I think it's for me, it's time that I get back to just video games and the business of video games whenever I get a chance, like this Sunday morning when the baby's asleep. All right, humans, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for the likes and comments. Let me know if you are familiar with any of these games. And I like this collection. I think it's underrated, especially for $4. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. You take care of yourselves out there.
New videos every Monday and Sunday. Thank you for joining me on another episode of the Gen X Gamer. Remember to like and subscribe, click that notification bell, and remember, never ever be afraid to be happy. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.